Welcome back, fantasy friends, to OG Fantasy Football. We hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I know what I'm thankful for. 102 points. Johnny, how excited are you for my week?
Oh, no, not very, especially since I'm largely responsible for it.
Oh, thank you. I'm just going to call you Santa. What a week, baby. What a fantasy week. And you know what?
And
Thursday,
you only made $50 by 1 point.
by 1 point. Oh my God. The Dunkleman family. Well, Justin's part of the Dunkleman family. Why not? Even though he's a sharf. We are looking strong. We are looking too strong. Johnny, on Thursday, Thanksgiving, first of all, everybody got some Thanksgiving joy from football except you, Steve Lumpy Kears. It serves you right. Blowing us off, not coming to the Bills game for 3 seasons in a row. He's the only player that didn't get points Thursday, Johnny, and he did start a guy. So good for you, Steve. I'm glad that you were sad on Thanksgiving. So many points this week, Johnny. I don't even know where to start.
It was a good week, except for Stanley.
Stanley.
He only mustered 18.
Call him Mr. Trade. Just call him Mr. Trade. Wow. Do we have our crack staff crunching some numbers right now? Because we're going to keep track of the last couple big trades, because they are paying dividends for everybody but our dear friend Stanley Ullman of the Deadheads. Oh, man. Hey, we've had a big shakeup up top. Let's check out the standings. My brother Tom of the Omaha Steaks. Boy, I was excited for 102 points. I'm going to gain a bunch of points. Oh, wait, he had 97, Johnny. 97 points. He is in first place, pulling away. He is now, we got a new person in the top 3. It's here comes Debo. He's coming, all right. Justin is now in second place. That's a huge jump in a couple weeks because he had almost as good a week as me. 101 points. He is now 51 points out of first place behind my brother and some young guy. He is 60 points out. And shit suckers, he got knocked out of the top 3, but I'm not worried. He's only 50. He's 95 points out. John, what's happening? 57 points this week. That's pretty good.
Not good enough. Not good enough. You know, I've managed to stay in the top 3 all season until now without ever winning a week. I have yet to be the number 1 team for the week.
You've gone wire to wire top 3?
Pretty much. More importantly, or more depressingly, I haven't won a week. I could just, be the top, especially next week with certain Josh Allen having a bye. It would be a good time to catch up.
Now is our chance. It's a one-man show over there with the Omaha Steaks with a little help from our friend Stanley Ullman. We'll go through his point total in detail, but the shit suckers are 95 out of first place. And the some bitches, Johnny, you know how good it feels to win that $50? I'll tell you what, it feels doubly good to win it 2 weeks in a row. This is when I make my charge.
You were in 10th place 2 weeks ago, brother.
I was in 10th place. But you know what? It's kind of a little bit depressing is that I was 180 points out, not feeling good about it, not giving up. But now I have 102 points. I get the 50-point total, the $50 2 weeks in a row, and I am still 141 points behind because Tom is just crushing it. But, as I say, if you're within 100 by the Thanksgiving week, you got a chance. I look at it this way. I am 90 points out of second. So I'm fighting for second place. I can still do this, and who knows what'll happen. But Tom, this is our week to gain on him because aforementioned Josh Allen is going to be taking a much needed break. Johnny, a couple weeks ago, what I say to you, I said, how bad are we going to be beaten by the Eagles? What are we going to lose by 30? I kind of wish we had to lose. It just, why? It's almost like, is it a curse to be from Western New York, Johnny? I just don't know what to think about it anymore. Jumbo Elliott. 59-yarder in the rain. That's not supposed to happen, but it's the Bills, so of course it happens to us.
Of course.
Maybe we'll talk about it later, but I'm concentrating. You know what, Johnny? I was so happy on Thursday because the defense of the Dallas Cowboys comes through again. This kid has had 5 returns for touchdowns. That's 6 touchdowns on the year for that defense. I texted my nephew, here comes Debo Justin. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Here comes Debo, and said, hello, happy Thanksgiving, nephew, brother. Today I am grateful for the Dallas Cowboys defense. They are phenomenal. And you know what? Watching that game, I was like, man, I better pick up a new kicker. Aubrey comes through with 9. He's had single digits for 4 weeks in a row. But, you know, look, 7-7, 9-9. They just scored too many extra points. You can't really complain about that because the ceiling, the floor is very high with the Cowboys with that kicker. So I'm just going to stick. And you know what, Johnny? He's the only kicker I have started all year long. That is a rarity. I'm going to see if I could ride him for the whole season. I don't think I've ever done that before. But 141 points out of first, and then it's just ugly. Lizotte, Tom Lizotte of the Tom Lizottes, 192 points, and it just goes downhill. God bless him, Jeff Golly of the meltdowns. He's still swinging away, making transactions. He is down 331 points. Oh, and that's the guy who has Tyreek Hill and literally no one else. Johnny, let's just jump right in to my beautiful, beautiful week. Oh, let's savor it. 102 points. We're going to start with our quarterback, Kyler Murray. He has another rushing touchdowns. That's 3 games back, 3 rushing touchdowns. I feel good about it. Another chippy 6 toss. That's 18 points. And if we're keeping track, I do believe that's 3 more than my boy Patrick Mahomes had for you. So I am adding to the positive and that aspect of our trade. Speaking of our trade, oh boy. Mostert. And you know what? He did not score till late. Well, Williams. I'm going down. I'm going in order because that was Black Friday. How great was it to have football on Friday? We had football 4 days out of the 7. It was a beautiful thing. And then Kyren Williams, welcome back to the LA Chargers or the LA Rams with 30 points. Oh boy, that's 2 running backs having 30 burgers back-to-back weeks. I started Barkley, Johnny. He had 0, but boy, oh boy, Kyren Williams looked fantastic. And yeah, I was happy for you when I saw Josh Jacobs Jingleheimer shit score a 70-yard touchdown for a 12-pointer. I had just gotten an 18-pointer from Williams, and like good sport that you are, you texted me, Williams, Jingleheimer shit. And then I scored another 12-pointer to give me a 30 burger for that trade. And I didn't get another text from you. That's when it hurts, doesn't it? That's when it hurts a little bit. That's why Stanley last week was like, God damn it, Barkley scored. He caught a touchdown. Well, that's okay. It's only 1. Oh, no, 2. Oh, 30 burgers are so delicious. And I was not full from Thanksgiving to enjoy that 30 burger. Look at that, Johnny. That's 48 points out of my backfield. I got Mike Evans with 2 touchdowns, his first multi-touchdown game of the season, a 23-yarder and a 1-yarder for 15. Taysom Hill, nothing. Boy, oh boy, to have 102 points without that clown pick Taysom Hill having some gadget plays is a good feeling. And then the aforementioned Aubrey with 9 and the Cowboys with 12 for 102.
And you may have Rock 102. You may have been the only person in America not to start King Henry.
I know.
15 on the bench. You could have had 117.
I know, but who would I have not started? Would I have not started Kyren Williams? Because, well, it's his first game back. You never know. It could be a committee. I say no. I want 30 burgers. Derrick Henry. Hey, he scored 2 touchdowns. You could have not
started Saquon in the worst football game of the year. We had the best football game of the year and the worst football game of the year this week.
Well, how about that one on Monday night? I think I watched the last 2 minutes and I made the right decision there. That was a big stinker. I did not see the Giants.
Can I just let you know, yesterday on my journey back from Ellicottville, I was in Massachusetts feeling a little dirty. and I was looking for the Boston NPR station. Instead, I came upon WEEI, the sports radio, sports
Wee!
talk, and they were speculating about whether Belichick was going to get fired or traded or what was going to happen. And then they were taking callers. And these bandwagon Boston jerk-offs are like, that bum, he's the worst quarterback in the history of the world. Not quarterback, excuse me, coach in the
They
history
were
of the world.
back.
Get rid- and I'm like, uh,
Good. I hope it
yeah.
ends horribly for you. I hope it ends sad. I hope you're sad and alone, Bill Belichick. Yeah, that bum 6 rings later, and now they're not going to get rid of him until the end of the season. But I think the writing's on the wall. Somebody, interestingly enough, I think Dayball is going to walk. Isn't he threatening that if they don't get more control, he's out of there? That seems like a landing spot for Belichick for me. I don't know. But boy, what a great feeling to be able to have a good enough backfield finally that I can sit Derrick Henry and then he scores 15. The good news is Saquon's on a bye this week, so I can chase those 15 points. But you know what? Like I said, I need players that can score 30. So I think Barkley's going to be in my lineup for the Mostert, Barkley, Kyron Williams. I like it. That's with Barkley's score last week.
Jeff Wilson.
That is a lot. I got Jeff Wilson as a backup. I've got Tajay Spears as a backup. I don't think I'm making a lot of moves. And let's not forget Russell Wilson had 18 points as well. That's my backup, who I'm going to have to use in 2 weeks because my boy Kyler will be on a bye. But I got to tell you, Johnny, I did a lot of dancing on Sunday, and I mean literally dancing. I had a great time, and then I actually had a really great time watching that Bills game. It was a great performance. The Eagles are the class of the league. There's no question they're the best team in the league, in my opinion. And to hang with them, and we played well, and obviously we lose in gut-wrenching fashion. But if we play that well, we do have a chance to run the table. We need a week off to rest and get over that. But I don't know. I'm not going to give up hope. But the last I saw, we got a 15% chance of making the playoffs. I just cannot believe I'm living in a world where Indianapolis, Houston, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh have a better chance of making.
Denver.
I know, because that Monday night game really, really killed us. Look, 6-6. We lost 3 games last year. We've gotten a little bit spoiled, but all we care about is that Super Bowl. If we can get into the dance, there's still a chance. And I didn't even mean to rhyme that, but that's how naturally talented and gifted I am. It just comes out of me, Johnny. 102 is a great score. Not quite as good. 101. Oh, Justin. Now, here's the way I look at it, because the Bills lost on a Jalen Hurts touchdown, an 18-pointer to win the game in overtime, and that brought Justin to 101. So it wasn't very far off that one play could have dashed my dreams of a Bills victory and taken the $50 away. So I'm grateful that I still squeaked it out with a 1-point victory, because Jalen Hurts is a grown-ass man. We think Josh Allen's a grown man. 54 points. That is a beautiful production. 2 rushing touchdowns.
Best quarterback in the league.
Oh man, he really is great. The 12-yard rush, that's 18 points. That's 30 rushing and another 24 to boot through the air. What a great player he is. He didn't get anything from Mixon or Charbonnet, but he got 12 points, a couple of chippies. That's taking points from your table, Johnny,
from Pachinko,
if that is your real name. And he got one from Smith, who Devontae, you pick. It's up to you. It's your own interpretation. I'm sure it's one or the other, but not on this show. He had a 9-pointer. That's nice double play. That's an 18-point play for that toss, because he also has Hurts. And here comes Debo with another rushing touchdown. He's coming alive. This is not a bad look. If you got Jalen Hurts, that's enough. But this team, he's got some talent. He's got 14 from his kicker, McManus, who I believe he picked up that week. So that's a nice picking up a new streaming kicker reward for you. 101. Boy, oh boy. This is the first time we have had 3 people almost 100. 97 from the Omaha Steaks. This is a rarity for 3 teams to have that good a week, Johnny.
It sure is. No, it's crazy. And it's rare that Justin had 101 with no defense or special teams points
Right.
and 2 guys blanking. But when you got Jalen Hurts,
You
who
got over half a century from your quarterback. Boy, that's got to be great. Well, you see, that's the thing. It's such a quarterback league. I've had 130 burger all year, so I got to feel good that I've been doing as well as I have because, man, you really need those quarterback points. Johnny, why don't you take us through my brother, the Omaha Steaks, third best, 97 points. I would have won the 50 on, I think, almost all but 1 week this year.
it's very deceptive and disappointing to watch your brother's week unfold because he wasn't doing so well. He did have 27 points from Bijan Robinson.
Oh, and where'd you get him,
Um,
John? Where'd
mm,
you, where'd you get Bijan
and
Robinson?
the dollar store, Stanley Ullman's dollar store, I believe. Is that right?
27 points. Good googly moogly.
Absolutely. Ayuk had 9.
Who
Cooks
also was
with
involved in that
9.
trade, Johnny. That's another one. It was a package deal. He got Robinson and Ayuk, and we're going to count up in a little bit how many total points those two have. Good Lord. Good Lord.
So we got 7 from Bucker. So now we're at 52 points, I believe. My math is right, which is not a bad week.
Good week.
He left 23 on the bench.
Yes, he did. He had a sneaky pickup with Garrett Wilson, who somebody dropped.
But then, I was sitting in Ellicottville, New York, Infinity's tap room, watching the 425 game, and Josh Allen started playing. And you and I've been frustrated with Josh, and a lot of people have said a lot worse things about him than we have this year. The guy is playing at an MVP level.
He really is.
He's made some turnovers, but who cares? And it's not his fault. He hasn't won in overtime. It's a team game. The guy is playing at an MVP level, but you're not going to win MVP when you don't make the playoffs.
No, you're certainly
So
not.
let's
And
go.
You know what? I think we'll check on this, but you know what? He's 6 overtime games. He's 0 for 6. How many of those overtime games did he win? And then we had taken away at the very end because there was a defensive collapse. I think there's probably at least 4. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's the guy got to do? Going back to that Arizona game with the Hail Mary, he scored the game-winning touchdown. He scored the game-winning touchdown to Diggs in the Kansas City game over and over and over. This kid, when it's crunch time, he sacks up and he gets the job done. I love our defense. No, I don't. What are you doing? Why don't we rush more than 4? At any point, we just let them come right down the field. It's not Josh's fault. He threw one bad pick. But, God, he's been playing so, and to have 45 points and for us to lose. 45 points. Oh, so my brother gets richer. It's bittersweet for him. But good Lord, I'd rather lose by 30 and have Josh have nothing because I want to win this damn league. And you know what? Jacoby Myers had 9 points on the bench. Laporta had 8 points on the bench. So really great week for my brother. Keeps pulling away. As we said, Josh Allen is on a bye this week. So please let us just give us a little bit of ground to make up here. And I do
he's
believe
he's got a QB. He's got to pick up a QB tonight. He does not have one.
Saw that he is QB-less. He only has Josh, but you know what? There's no point in having a backup when you got that.
We should all pick up a quarterback tonight.
Yes, we should send out a mass test.
All 11 teams need to pick up a quarterback tonight.
Shoot that mass text. Let's get that chain going. Let's get that chain. Oh my God, Johnny, why don't you take us through your week?
Sure.
Too bad. 57 is solid. We had 3 players following those 3 monster weeks in the 50s and another 3 in the 40s.
57 points, very mediocre, very right in the middle. But, it's Mahomes. his receiving core is just not there.
It really
He's
isn't.
got to start. He's got to start throwing some touchdown passes to Pacheco or something.
Yep.
But Mahomes had 15 points,
That's
and then
above average, isn't it? Isn't that above his average for the year? You've
it
had him twice and 2 times now. He's had 12 and 15. That's about
is.
right.
Yeah, need him to have 30 plus. White did not score this week, but continues to have a good season. Josh Jacobs ripped off a
Great
monster
run.
63-yard rush for 12 points. So I was fired up about that. And I was also fired up about picking up Reed off the waiver wire this week and, debating about between him and Watson at Green Bay. And I picked up Reed and he got me 9.
Yep.
And then, my first round draft pick, Cooper
Oh,
Cup,
what has
another
happened?
0.
What has
No
happened to Cooper
points.
Cup? I mean,
And
it's one
and
thing
the
to not have
Ray,
touchdowns.
they scored 37 points.
That's because my guy had them all. Oh,
Yes, that's true.
and that game's on TV out here. Boy, dancing. Dancing like I used to in the clubs when I was 30 with my shirt off with a pacifier and glow sticks. Saying, what am I doing here with all these Asian teenagers? I'm a 30 burger. I was having a good time, John. I don't give a shit. No regrets here.
The Velvet Underground and Nico got me 9. Nico Collins. He's been a good player. Houston's doing well.
Yeah, they are.
CJ is quite a quarterback.
Luckily,
And
they
I
lost because
stuck
that's our competition for the last spot right
right.
now. Houston's in the running.
I stuck with Sanders at Miami. I did not go for the streamer on the kicker, and he got me 12. And
Yeah,
there
because
I
he was
was with
playing the Jets.
57 points.
Not
And
bad.
damn it. They fired their offensive coordinator. They changed up their offense, and all of a sudden Najee doesn't look like shit anymore. And he got 6 on my bench.
Another sixer.
And Gabe Davis scored. Damn it.
Could have been
So
15 from Gabe, couldn't it have, if he just would have just turned around. But hey,
yeah.
look, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I just know that game should have been over. And we should have been. I should have been dancing. You know what? As soon I didn't make a peep, John. I screamed a lot during that game because it was exciting, and I love it. I love rooting for my team, and I love how great we played. But as soon as Hurts ran in, I turned the goddamn thing off. I sat there quietly, took a little medicine. That's what we call it out here where I live. And I said, "You don't get my pain. You don't get my anger. You don't get my sadness. I'll keep saying it. You know what, John? Because they don't give a shit about me. Do you think the players on the Buffalo Bills are thinking, oh, damn it, Dunkleman did not get that movie role? Are you kidding me? He lost it to Tom Lennon? Tom Lennon? Lieutenant Dangle? After he was such a jerk to Brian 25 years ago? We don't need to get into it, but they don't care. They don't do that. So I'm not going to care either. I'll love you, but I'm not going to you're not going to make me sad. It doesn't take away all that joy I had from the first game on Thanksgiving. Oh boy. Or was it the second game? I don't know. But I really screamed very loudly. I think I scared a couple neighbors. I don't care. I'm passionate.
Had some reviews from our viewers.
Oh, great.
Back in Ellicottville.
Talk to me.
On Saturday night, the 42nd anniversary party of Madigoons.
Oh, Madgoons. God bless you, Madigans.
I sidled up to the matriarch, and she said, "Oh, John, sometimes I watch your podcast with Brian. You don't say much." I said, "Grace, Brian, I don't get a chance to say much."
Well, in fact, she could shit her pants at any second, Johnny. She doesn't watch the podcast. She watches the clips. And I pick clips that showcase me because it's my social media. Look, this is how the business works. Johnny, that's great. I'm glad anybody's watching. Watch the clips.
Guinevere is a viewer.
Oh, that's fantastic. Hello, Gwen. God bless you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Johnny, for just for giggles, let's take a look at Stanley's week. because I really want to get your
Oh.
opinion. First of all, he's in love with Purdy. He's in love with the 49ers, except the only one that scores consistently because he shipped Ayuk off. He's starting Kyle Juszczyk. You got to have more. You cannot have that many letters in your name and only have one vowel. It's just not natural. What are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
So he caught one. He catches one every year. You're going to chase points from Kyle Juszczyk? He's got Latavius Murray, 0. Gus Edwards, enjoy him. Oh, who'd he get that? Oh, that's right, Barkley. His season done. Kittle, nothing. Kelsey, terrible year. Look, I'm glad the Swifties are buying your jersey because you ain't doing shit in this league, Kelsey. You go ahead, Pfizer boy, Illuminati boy. It's going to be a big fall for you. We've talked about it ad nauseum. When Will Lutz is your highest scorer, all those sad weeks when it's just one touchdown from your QB and a couple points from your kickers. Now, let's talk about the fact that he did trade Ayuk and Bijan Robinson. And I'm going to do a quick tally here. John, you're the smart one. You should probably add these. But let's just talk about the fact that who did he trade those two players for? He traded them for Jerick McKinnon and Devontae Adams. Where were they? On his bench.
On the bench.
Why do
they didn't
they didn't score?
They were on the bench.
They didn't score. It's that sad in Stanleyville. But why do you trade those two players to the guy who's in first or in second and then not start the players that you got from him? It doesn't make any sense. You don't really play matchups in this league. That's not the way it works with a touchdown only league. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm going to do a quick tally because I'm pretty sure. I think Devontae Adams did score a couple weeks ago. How many weeks ago was that trade? Let's go back to week 10. I'm going to take a look at week 10, and I'm going to see the Omaha Steaks if they still had him. There you go. I do believe he's had him for 3 weeks now. So Robinson scored the first week, 6. And Ayuk had a 9-pointer, Johnny. That is 15 points. Let's go to last week. And let's see if he got any points out of that trade. Where is the Omaha Steaks? Now let's see. He had Ayuk, 12. So that's 15. That's 27. 27 points. Robinson was on a bye. So we got 27 so far. Now we'll go to this week. And I might need a calculator for this one. Because 27 plus 27, that's 54.
Yes,
I know that.
Is.
That is 54. And then let's tack on another 9. That is 63 points. Stanley traded away to my brother, and he traded 30 with Barkley's 30 burger last week to me. That's almost 100 points he get. Oh, self-hating Stanley. That's your new name. That's your new name. And I do believe all Stanley's gotten out of the trade, I think he had Devontae Adams with a 9-pointer. Oh, boy. If he had any hair left, he'd be pulling it out, sure. John.
SHS. Let's look at the rest of the rundown quickly. It was a good week. Southpaws had 58, 1 point better than me. Lizot had 54. Kenny with the ass kickers at 47. The Mob from Mansfield at 42. The Meltdowns at 42. And then, our 2 weeks ago, the guy leading this whole thing, 37 points.
Oh, he's really cooling off.
Kind of falling apart a little bit.
It's hard to go wire to wire at first, like he was doing. He was looking like he was going to run away with it, but
he did leave 39 on his bench and scored 37.
Oh, we love it. Zay Flowers.
To
a girl. He's quietly having himself a nice little. He's a rookie. Is he not a rookie?
He is a rookie out of Boston.
Playing like a pro. Oh God, do we pick Baltimore this year? I don't think we do.
5-9.
And then the prodigal with 28. A season to forget for him. Hey, look, you want to wait on quarterback in this league? You You're taking a big, big risk. Johnny, like we said, there's two real men in this league. I don't know what it's like in your other leagues, but I'll tell you what, there are two quarterbacks absolutely dominating this league, and that's Josh Allen with 336 points. He's 40. How much is that? He is 42 points ahead of Jalen Hurts, who has 294. And then there's a 70-point difference. 70-point difference between Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott, who has come on strong for Tom Lizotte.
Who just had a monster week.
Of the Tom Lizotte's another huge, I do believe 38 points on Thanksgiving Day. He is playing very well. And then look at that. C.J. Stroud, a rookie in fourth place. But
and a guy, a rocket scientist in fifth.
Yeah, look at Dobbs on two different teams. And then Herbert, who I thought would have a bounce back, but good Lord, we're talking, you're talking 140 points less than Josh Allen. That's how valuable that is. And we draw names out of a hat. And if you know what you're doing, it's not a decision. But if you're Stanley Altman, you take him. Oh God, we don't know. We love him as long as the check clears. Tua having a good year. Purdy having a good year. Look at Sam Howell. Johnny, where's Mahomes? Do I need? I thought it was a misprint.
Look, dig deeper. He's
God.
He's almost 200 points behind Josh.
How disgusting. How disgusting.
But he has had in the last 2 weeks, he has had 15 and 12. So, hey.
Yeah,
we're trending. We're trending.
That's 15. That's 12. How much is that? That's 27. Josh has that in a half. Josh had that in a half a game. Oh, Russell Wilson has more points than Patrick Mahomes. I feel good about it.
Hey, Russell.
And you know what? I think I have to start him. I do believe he plays the Chargers. If I was a wealthy man, I might go to that game and cheer on my bye-week replacement quarterback. Run right down to the sidelines and say, come on, buddy. Let's do it. Russell, remember when you were my quarterback, Russell, when I named my team Sexual Chocolate? That was a good time. That was a good time. I remember watching Russell throw 39 in a hotel room in West Palm Beach, Florida, while I was touring with the Family Feud before disease destroyed my job. It ain't coming back. That's not you know what they're doing? They're doing the Family Feud now. They're doing it on cruise ships. Do you think they have a host? No. They let the cruise director host. This is blasphemy. How dare you hand over that fabled franchise to a cruise director? Come on. Seriously, if you guys go back on the road, I'd like to do that gig again. It was fun. Maybe bump me up to host. I got a little visibility. Saw a rough cut of the two commercials, the two rider spots. Oh boy, they look good,
Here
Johnny.
Go.
The camera loves me. They're going to start early this year.
Let's focus on the fantasy football aspect of the show.
Here we go. Let's take a look at the running back. Running back position.
Look at that Mustard go.
Oh, Mustard 126. Oh boy, I love me 2 touchdowns. McCaffrey still leading the pack with 150. That's a solid total if we ended the season right now. Buttshot Brian Robinson with a shocking 92. He's almost a shoe-in for a C-note. ETN coming up 10 below him with 82 points. And then look at that. All the games he's missed. Kyron Williams is the 5th leading running back in our league with 78 points. You got to love it. David A-Chain, Ashane, 75 points. You know what? Just rest that knee, buddy. There's no rush. I was watching that Miami game and I'm like, quit giving it to Wilson. What are you doing? He's going to take my points. Oh, Mostert. And I didn't even see the second one. I thought the game was over. I saw him dancing in the end zone. I was like, what? I turned my head for 1 second, Johnny. We got Bijan Robinson, 72. Now let's take a look. Why did Stanley do that? We got about 3 minutes left. He had an 18-pointer to start the year, and then he went 3 weeks with nothing, and then a 12-pointer, and then 2 weeks with nothing, and then a 9, and then nothing, and then a 6. He says, I'm done. Trade him. He's done nothing.
Yeah.
He's done pretty well. He had 40 points before you traded him. But boy, that's got to hurt losing a 30 burger and a 27 burger. Let's just quickly go to the wide receivers because there's really a big difference. Tyreek Hill, 93 points, just continues to have an amazing season. Kenny Way is kicking himself for taking Jefferson over him. You can't do anything about injury, but boy, what a year. Keenan Allen was 78. Mike Evans, look at you, Mikey, with 75. Coming up behind him is Stephon Diggs, and Lamb having himself a nice little season. Dell, who would have called Dell and Sutton? Lizard has two of them. And then just to keep track, Taysom Hill, still the highest tight end score with 60 points. Johnny, we're coming up on week, is it 13? Where does the time go?
Yeah.
It goes the way it's supposed to. There are we go to the end of the season. We play that crazy last week. You got to start thinking about it now. I got a couple transactions put in just in case, thinking about who's going to be playing in that last week. You never know who's going to be sitting, who's going to have their spot in the playoffs locked up. I'm excited. Johnny, final thoughts as we head into week 13.
We've got 6 left. Those head-to-head chumps. Do they start the playoffs next week?
2 weeks, I believe. We have one more week and then the playoffs. And then everybody who didn't make the playoffs, you're done. And unless you're in a consolation bracket, losers.
We're Jeff Galley's still making transactions.
That's right, because he's a fighter.
I hope he gets a 50 point or a $50 week.
I do too, because that's pretty cool. A lot of people in their leagues, they just give up. But we got people here who care about fantasy football and like to try and be competitive. And hey, they want to win that $50. So
I need a
checking
100
out.
point. I need a 100-point week
because it feels good, Johnny.
While Josh is resting.
You know what? I'm eyeing up maybe coming in second, my brother in first, and maybe Justin in third. Let's keep it in the family. Hey, and speaking of family, you're part of our fantasy family now. Bob Young, too. And it's unconfirmed, but I think we share DNA. Keep coming back. Keep checking out this scoring system, and we'll see you next time on OG Fantasy Football. Yeah, go Bills. Go take a nap for 2 weeks. Regroup.
It's a bye week.
Bye.